Hi, this is Sue from English Today. We're back for more of our 5 grammar tips in just under 5 minutes. With the current pandemic, we are continuing to talk about what would happen in our future, and in continuation with what we have done in the early video on future tenses, we are now going to talk about using conditional to discuss our future. And here are 5 easy tips. Tip number 1, if we're using zero conditional, just remember it's used to describe things that are factual. And here is the form. We would usually use present tense to describe things that are factual. So for example, the cause, the water will boil is related to the if clause if we heat water. But don't forget, we can sometimes use past tense. For example, if people didn't get vaccinated, so the cause would be they can't travel. And tip number 2, if you use first conditional sentences are usually used to express situations in which the outcome are very likely, but not guaranteed. So what you would use is you would use the present tense if you rest now, and the cause, you would feel better. And another example would be the lockdown will reduce the number of cases. So they're both referring to a possible, very likely outcome in the future, and there are conditions. And tip number 3, to express things that are unrealistic, that unlikely to happen, you use second conditional. Though they're unlikely to happen, it's important to remember we should know how to correctly structure these second conditional sentences, and we usually often use a simple past tense and with the if clause, and then we use an auxiliary modal verb. So for instance, if I won $1 million, I would travel to space, even though we know there's no correlation and it's a very, very unlikely outcome. And tip number 4, we would use third conditional sentences to structure or to express present circumstances that we wish would be different, and if we have done something else in the past. So this is what we called having to express very imaginary outcome for things that would have happened in the past. And in this sense, you would use past perfect tense. And here's an example. If I had taken the train, I would have been on time, which is very unlikely because it's already in the past. And finally, another way to express what we hope for in the future would be future time clauses. So there are many forms to refer to the future. And so you would use before, after, in case, as soon as, when, until, unless to describe what would be the cause. And these are the different conditions. I'm not going to take an umbrella until it rains. That means you would not leave the house with an umbrella until you see something dropping from the sky. I'll take an umbrella in case it rains. That shows the possibility it may rain. So you would take it just in case. I'll take an umbrella if it rains. So you will more likely take an umbrella knowing that the condition of the clouds, it may be raining. So you may use any of these tenses, usually in present tense, simple present, present continuous, or even present perfect, to describe what the cause would be in the future if any of these happen. So there you have it. I hope it has been helpful and enjoy learning.